Hey, Chef Billy Parisi here. Thanks so much for stopping by today because we are getting ready to make an amazing double thick cut pork chop recipe that we are going to hook up on the grill, and we're going to top it off with an amazing fire roasted pineapple salsa. It is going to be magnificent, and we're doing it all in partnership with my friends over at GoodCook. The first thing we need to do is make a really nice, tasty rub for these big old pork chops. Gonna bring a lot of flavor and a little bit of zest to the table. In a small bowl, start off by adding in some cumin, next some chili powder, garlic granules, onion granules. We're gonna add in a bit of dry oregano, some red pepper flakes, and of course, last but not least, some sea salt. Go ahead and add a spoon in there, mix all of that goodness together until it is completely combined. And then what you wanna do is go over to a cookie sheet tray or a very large platter or plate. We're simply gonna sprinkle it on all over the platter. I know you're probably thinking at this point, what on earth are you doing? I promise it's gonna make sense in just a few seconds. Now what we're gonna do is drizzle on a little bit of oil, and using that same spoon, mix these ingredients together. What we're doing is we're creating a nice rub, but also with the oil that we're gonna help coat up the pork with so it doesn't stick to that grill. So once it is completely mixed in, let's go ahead and bring out our pork chops, and they are gorgeous, about 2 inches thick. These are some big old pork chops, my friends. Now what we're gonna do is simply add it to that spice oil blend and coat it on all sides. Get it completely coated. There's so much flavor in these spices. You're gonna love how it tastes in the end. That is my promise to you. Go ahead and set the pork chops to the side. We're gonna give it time to infuse all of those flavors so that they're absolutely delicious once they are grilled up. Now we're gonna move over to the salsa and prep up everything. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm all about prep first, cook second, so there's no hiccups, everything is ready to go. What we need to do is slice off the top of the pineapple and just set it to the side. And now I'm gonna be using the GoodCook pineapple slicer. This thing is amazing. If you've ever sliced a pineapple with a knife, sometimes you're not sure of how far am I gonna go in so that that outer peeling is completely off and I don't taste it. Am I getting all of the core out? This eliminates everything. Once you've sliced off that top, you can see there's little teeth at the bottom of that pineapple slicer. Put it right over the core and then simply twist down. Once you get all the way till about the bottom, it's as easy as pulling it straight up out of that pineapple. You'll see there's sort of a pineapple bowl made now. You've got your perfect little slices. Take it out, and then there's a little button where that handle is. Push it up to pull it out, and then you simply tip over the pineapple slicer, and the pineapple slices come right out. So easy, so much time saving here, and then there's no issues on whether or not you got exactly what you need out of this pineapple. We're next just gonna take a few slices out of the pineapple just so it's easier to grill. We're gonna set it to the side on a cookie sheet tray. Next, what we want to do is simply seed up a few peppers. I've got some red bell peppers, and next I've got some poblano peppers. You could absolutely use jalapenos if you'd like here. And now I've got a sliced red onion. I'm going to be using GoodCook's produce wedger. This just helps to slice it with ease. Cutting an onion can be a little bit goofy sometimes. This sort of eliminates everything, and you see it's serrated so it will cut through with ease. And you could obviously use this on a number of different vegetables or fruits out there. We're only gonna be using about half of the onion, so go ahead and set that to the side on that sheet tray with all the other vegetables and fruit on it. And last but not least, we need to juice up some limes. So using the GoodCook citrus juicer, we wanna just remove that top part, which is for bigger citrus like lemons or oranges. Put that lime right on there and push down and turn, and the juice runs down very freely, and that little net in there sort of collects all the seeds so that it's easy to pour when it's time to prep up. All of the prep is finished, and it's now time to get outside to that grill. No, I did not put any oil on the produce. I don't think it needs it. And I'm not gonna want to add any extra fat that I don't want to into this recipe, and I promise you, you don't have to use it either. So what we do now is add down the pork chops to a very hot grill in between 450 and 550 degrees. These pork chops are big and they're probably gonna take in between 8 and 9 minutes per side for it to be completely cooked through so you can eat it. After about 8 or 9 minutes, let's just go ahead and give it a flip. You see those beautiful grill marks. I'm gonna sort of move everything over a bit more to the other side of the grill. And now what I'm gonna do is simply add on the pineapple and all of the peppers and vegetables to cook, because those are only gonna take in between 8 or 9 minutes to completely cook. So after 4 to 5 minutes, simply flip over the pineapple and the vegetables. You want a nice light char, nothing that is over the top. You don't want burnt salsa going on top here. And then at that time, everything should be finished. So a total of 18 minutes, which cooks everything. The pork takes 18 minutes and the produce takes about 8 to 9. Perfect timing. Let's come back into where your cutting board is and let the pork rest for about 3 to 5 minutes. Let all those delicious juices soak back in. But this is great timing because now we can make the salsa. It will be a little bit hot, so protect yourself, maybe wearing a glove, and simply roughly chop up this pineapple and do the same thing with the peppers. We're just gonna add them right to a mixing bowl. We're gonna hit it next with some of that lime juice that we've juiced up using the GoodCook citrus juicer. Now add on some green onions. To finish it off, a little bit of fresh chopped cilantro, some salt, and then mix it together until it is completely combined. And now to plate up, serve up your pork chops on a large platter and then add this salsa all over the top. Let those flavors run down. They are absolutely delicious. And for a nice little garnish, I'm simply gonna sprinkle on some leftover sliced green onions and fresh chopped cilantro. Such an incredibly easy dish to make and so many amazing flavors incorporated into this pork. From start to finish, you're looking at about 45 minutes. That's from prepped all the way to eating it at your dinner table. Let's try some out and see how delicious it is. So tender. And that pineapple and the caramelization and that zest, oh man, it just cuts that pork to perfection. Man, is that good. Thanks so much for coming by. Be sure to stop through next time to see what I cook up next. We'll see you all later.